Hey, welcome CanHammer fans, your source for 40K from the Great White North. I'm here in my car on my way to CanHammer Team Tournament 2018. This is one of our two big CanHammer events of the year, the other being Capital City Bloodbath in August. And this is probably one of the biggest Canadian events in recent history. We're going to have 110 or 115 people, maybe 120. And it's about 30%. Well, last year we had 80, and this year we're almost at 120. So actually that makes it 50% bigger than last year, which is crazy. It's a super popular, competitive, yet ultra friendly tournament. And I hope people out there who want to participate in an ETC style team event can make it up next year. It's very popular. We sold out this year in about 8 minutes. That's 120 odd spots. Actually, we sold out at 100 and then we expanded it. So 8 minutes, which is pretty crazy. Super popular. It brings players from all over Ontario, and it's a great tournament. It's run in Cambridge by John Green. You've heard him on the podcast recently, but we run it out of Cambridge, and so all the people around Cambridge, Kitchener, Windsor, all the way to Toronto, obviously, up to Sudbury, and all the Ottawa crew, and even some people from Quebec all come and play. Last year we had an American team with Josh Death and other players. Actually, I hear that Josh Death had to drop out at the last minute, but and I'm not sure if there's any Americans coming this year, but it is a possibility. The tournament is a team tournament, 5-man teams, and it's basically run ETC, like ETC rules pack and everything, ETC missions, everything ETC. ETC is the European Team Championship, and it's an event run in the summertime every year. It's like the kind of mini Olympics of 40K where every country sends a team. And so this team tournament is kind of modeled on that, except we only have 5 players per team. It was only 4 last year. We went up to 5 so that the pairings process is a little bit more, so that it matters a little bit more when you have more people. You basically, there's this kind of pairing process, which we'll talk about later, on who gets matched up with who, and then you play, and your whole team has a total of points scored, and basically that's what happens. So my team this year is the CanHammer team. It's kind of a play on CanHammer, and my team this year is myself, Nick, Zach, and Caleb, and Ryan Pippi. And originally Logan was on our team, but he couldn't make it, so a long time ago he decided he couldn't make it, so Ryan joined our team then. And our team ethos this year is we're going to play hard and to be competitive and to try and win our games, but as a team we're not being ultra competitive. So if you're going to this tournament and you want to win, you're generally bringing 5 of the current meta lists. And just to be clear, this tournament we decided not to use the recent FAQ or beta rules. So this is without any of that new stuff. So we're talking Eldar, High Flyer and Spam, Plague Burst Callers, Blood Angels and Guard. And it does include the Necron book, but not the Dark Eldar book. So if you're talking the pre-FAQ meta, if you're going to want to win this tournament, you have your 5 people play 5 of those lists. And so we decided we weren't doing that. We were each going to bring the faction that we wanted to play and try our hardest with that, but we weren't going to tell somebody that they had to go buy 8 Dark Talons. Tristan. And we're not forcing someone to play Eldar or someone to have 7 Hive Tyrants, that sort of thing. So we're gonna go and play what we have, but play hard. I'm bringing Custodes, of course, mostly Custodes. You've seen my army list over the last couple of months many times on the channel. I won't belabor you with the list. Nick is bringing 1,000 Suns, and Zach is bringing drones, Tau drones, and Ryan is bringing Imperial Fists and Blood Angels, which you also saw on the channel recently as we played. And Caleb is bringing Plague Burst Crawler spam, which is a very strong list, and Caleb's a pretty strong player. So overall, I think we should do pretty well. I don't think we're going to win, but I don't think we're going to do the bottom either. I think we're going to do pretty well, and we'll go from there. Our first round, so the pairings were announced a few days ago, so we know who we're playing in the first round. We're playing Team Morty and the Salt Licks, and their team has a Ultramarines sort of Primaris G-Man Devastators list. They have a Blood Angels list. They have a list with call bots, robot spam, and 3 Custodes captains. They have an Orc Boys spam list with 3 Dakajets. And they have some kind of a chaos mixed with Bloodletter Bomb and Berserkers. So we're gonna meet up later when we all get there to the hotel and decide our pairings and things like that. We have this kind of document set up where, you know, we think who's gonna do what pairings, and so we're a little bit prepared that way, but we're just going to finalize things later tonight when everybody gets in. So we're just on our way to Cambridge at this time. Looking forward to it. I think I'll do okay. I want to win 3 to 4 games, but we'll see what happens. I think my list is strong, but it's not as strong as it could be. But lists were locked in about a month ago, so no changes since then. I think there aren't that many sort of heavy Custodes players, maybe 3 or 4 out of all the people. There's certainly a lot of shield captains splashed into Imperial lists, but there are not a lot of heavy Custodes players. So I always like that little bit of surprise that maybe a list like that brings. Last year's tournament was super fun. It was always great to meet people. This year, I think I quote-unquote know a lot more people that I'll actually meet in person this weekend. Last year, the only thing downer for me was the end of 7th meta. At that time, it wasn't enjoyable, like the games themselves, but the people were awesome, and the event is a great event. So I'm hoping this is going to be a fantastic event, I think, and going to have a lot of fun. Welcome to the CanHammer Team Tournament 2018. We're in the same room, but 50% more tables. I think next year we're going to need a new venue. But it's looking really good. We've got some sponsors set up here. Raul from Dream Tea. Some amazing stuff he's got. Oh, I like this. Look at this Custodes thing. That's awesome. I'm going to have to get that. Shirts, more objective markers. Of course, he's the guy who made our CanHammer ones. Really cool. Really, really cool. Good. And right here, Mario table. All the way around. People just starting to trickle in now. Let's see who's around. Welcome everybody, welcome. Scary all the way, Barry, welcome. Hey, how's it going?
Oh, I'm on the ReggieCast.
You're on, yeah.
So that's the main important thing.
Oh, this is an interesting map, I haven't seen this one.
Oh wait.
Very cool. There are some mats here that I've never seen before. There's one over there. The Forbes banner flies again. Atomic Death Squad tried to poison me at breakfast, but I think I'm resistant. Those eggs, I'm pretty sure they were poisoned.
Those weren't real. They weren't serving eggs. That was the best part.
That was rat poison discs.
Yes. My army. We've got so many people this year, we don't have the little side tables to set up on, so we just have to pick a table to set up on. Nick's army's here. And Zach is setting up. Hello, Zach. And Ryan's got his Imperial Fist set up. I like the board. Very nice. Very nice. It's really awesome. Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai, no mercy.
Cast. Welcome. You guys confident? Scared?
Definitely not scared.
Nervous?
We're back for revenge.
Yeah.
We're back for revenge.
Angry?
Tired from the drive, mostly.
Like the headbands.
Thank you.
Did you see that recent Jimmy Fallon episode where he had who's the guy who plays the Hawkeye on Marvel? That guy.
Yeah.
He had the karate. He had this blindfold kick some pinatas.
That's pretty funny.
And then so they brought on Ralph Macchio.
Oh yeah.
And then they gave him the headband. He's like, no. And he brings out his original like karate kid headband.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of cheesy but funny. Guy doesn't look like he's aged at all. All right, let's see what else is happening. Not much happening right now. Oh, I see this famous or infamous board.
What's going on?
Are these new? I don't remember
Those ones are, I've done some upgrades and jammed them.
Looks sweet, yeah.
Converted all the spears.
Very sweet. Very sweet.
Bunch of new rangers.
Very cool. Introduce yourself to the camera.
Burton Wright. How's it going?
Good, good. And your team?
CanHammer.
Oh, the real CanHammer.
The real CanHammer.
You took my spot. Okay, I get it now. Fine. I can understand why. This is way better than mine. Oh, and
Yours
I
look
don't think I
beautiful.
realized this last year, but that's the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, man.
Points lost for poor Fluff.
Well, my army is a Samhan army.
Yeah.
And the saying is, Samhan shot first.
Okay, okay. Okay, I like it. I like it. And they say in the galaxy far, far away.
You got it. You never know.
Could it be in the Warhammer galaxy?
Could be.
Could it be? Maybe there's a crossover coming.
That's right.
Yeah. I can see that as a Disney move. Stealing GWIP.
They would make money.
Alright, let's see what else happens.
I like this strategy.
Really screws in the third round.
Alright, what team we got here?
Border City Boys.
Border City Boys. Yes. Are you guys the new team or just renamed?
No, we're the new team.
New team. Alright, so who are you guys? Introduce yourselves.
I'm Wayne.
Wayne?
Devin.
Josh.
Yabor. I'm Mike. I'm not actually.
Right.
Got Kyle
Darren.
back there.
Welcome.
Kyle's back here. What's up?
You got like a coach?
This is the coach.
Oh, yeah, coach.
I guess.
So, coach, what's your game plan?
We're gonna try to
spot. You've been
score more
preparing,
points than the other guys.
You've been preparing. You're the coach, right?
We're coming in low. No, I'm just hanging out. Wisconsin submarine.
So is this your first CanHammer team?
Yes.
All right. Well, first of all, congratulations for getting in on time.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And hope you have a good time.
Thank you.
It's fairly friendly most of the time.
Hey, what the captain's meeting is at 8?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I guess you send the coach then, or I don't know. How's that
I'm
work?
gonna go up.
Okay.
The coach is more of a. He's more like a.
Oh my goodness, Ravens!
Moral support.
He's just holding together. And custodians. Nice, nice. Very cool board, man.
Thank you very much.
Games Workshop.
They got the little mini.
40,000 years in the future, they're still selling shit.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. Oh, there he is.
How's it going?
Town, man. Where's the town? Disappointing.
It's a team event. I had a role to fill.
I can see all the effort put into painting these bad boys.
Yeah. This is like
Piece of paper, spray.
8 hours.
And then what are you going to do with these after today?
Make 2 1/3 armies, or Dark Angel armies.
Dark Angel armies. Awesome. Where's the rest of your team? Loaded Dice not here yet?
We don't know, actually. That's a great question. I mean, we left the hotel in 2 cars. I hope they didn't go to the wrong place.
Here's the other half of Loaded Dice. Another list that doesn't exist after today.
The team.
This is awesome. Are you Raul?
Yeah,
Darren. Nice to meet you. Dude, this is like crazy awesome. I want to buy that Custodes thing, so you have to not sell it.
Alright, you got post-its?
That's really cool. Where's the man himself? There's the man himself.
There I am. Messaging people that are somehow lost.
I put my chargers for the camera on the plug. Okay. Just in case you
Yeah.
So, what do you think, John? It looks good.
It looks good. It's we'll see what happens when there's 110 people in here. I think it's going to be an awesome day of Warhammer. So
Some of the
people are
do hang out a little bit. Hopefully something.
yes, I know. Hopefully no tragedy. There is a lot of people in here, so but it just had to make do with the room as best as we could.
This stall looks awesome. Raul's stall.
Yeah, Raul's stall looks really good. JT's here.
Looks really cool. Let's see. So Raul.
Yeah, what's up, man?
You are the famous Raul, just in case our viewers don't know. Who made our objective markers, makes like t-shirts, all that stuff. How's it going?
It's good, man.
You're a big sponsor of the event too.
Yeah?
So thank you very much. And you're playing.
That's right.
You're multi-talented.
Whatever.
All right, so just so people know, where can they get your awesome stuff?
Well, we're based out of Toronto, but you can order online at dreamt.store and yeah,
DreamTee.
Yeah, .store. Yeah. But if you have any custom order, just reach out to us.
Yeah, you can make read our stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
no problem.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. All right, man.
Cool.
We'll look forward to
Good luck
gaming
today. Which team are you on?
Sexy bags.
Oh, yeah, sexy bag. So Jeff Brown got kicked off for you?
That's right. What's your name? I was going to write down Jared.
You don't know my name?
No.
-1.
His name is Reggie Owner.
-1. What are you playing, Wii? You playing this?
Death Guard, baby. Death Guard.
So you're going to bring like 100 play cards. And some Skaven. Ooh, look at this. We got lights. Now that's a real time wall. That looks like it really could reflect back some shots.
I hope so.
All right, let's catch up. The room is getting busy. Welcome, guys.
So we choosing somebody forward first.
Who are you guys? Introduce yourself. What's that? What team are you guys?
Oh, the A team.
A team. All right. Are you guys new or veterans?
Quasi both? Yes. Yeah. Yes is a good answer.
New to this, playing the hobby a while.
All right. Florida Skulls. It's some kind of a weird head. Very awesome. All right.
What's up, buddy?
I had no idea what I was playing.
Okay. And don't forget, 30K is 7th edition rules. So this thing is armor 14. It fires 4 D10 plates a turn.
Very cool.
That's the way
X-Men Collective.
That's good.
Welcome. Oh, pairings are up already. 10. Nice. Go 1. Oh, we might already be on 10. Hey guys, we're on 10. Oh, Chris.
I have goodies for you.
Do anything hammer-wise.
Jamie.
What you need to do is... hammer unit, I don't know.
Oh, hey.
Hey, how's it going, Gary?
Wait, we're playing against you guys.
No, West. We played against you guys last year, but I didn't play against you.
Awesome.
I know you got the objective things. I paid for...
Yes. People need to find me, so Bertozzi, Rescue's captain arrives. Bringing Nick's army because he did it all.
Where are you going?
Huh? Over right there. Perfect.
Yeah, these are for you. So that's yours, and that's the.
Okay.
You want this?
Please, thank you.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Oh, awesome. Thanks.
Nice, nice. What was yours say again, Caleb? Better painted than Joe. All right.
I'm trying to get my reading back. I love If I know you're interested, I would.
Hey, how's it going, Steve?
Hi, you
You're the only
doing?
sisters player today?
What?
I think so. Oh, that's a lot of dice, man. You're actually gonna get to roll it. Looks good though, dude. If you're gonna die, might as well die looking good.
You
Do I get a point for that? Come on, I gotta get a point for that. I have to record it. Clarence.
Hey, how's it going, man?
How's it going, guys?
My Asian brother.
Yeah, don't be more Asian than me.
I don't know, man. It's going back and forth.
Still up for debate.
What's that up for debate? Oh, well, are you saying which one of you is more whitewashed? I think you're more whitewashed than Darren. Really? How well do you know Darren? Not well enough, but
Says the only 3 Asian guys in here.
there's a lot more. Where's our pie? They're not selling merch.
Yeah, but they're not
They're not selling merch.
They're selling merchandise.
But they can judge. They can judge. They can figure it out. Simon might be the whitest. See, he actually plays hockey. How about this? How about this? See, he's married with a kid. See, that's fulfilling the Asian requirement. Yeah, exactly. He's also a doctor. He's also a doctor. So he's more Asian. More Asian, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Or at least I'm more Asian. No.
You're, in another way, you're living the true modern Asian dream, which is not to do those things.
That's true. That is also that. The modern Asian.
It's like my friend who's Asian, he married a blonde chick. It's like the ultimate Asian dream, right?
That's also true. Yeah. Traditional Asian versus Asian dream. Why not?
This meeting, never gonna start. Captain's meeting, never gonna start. Captain's meeting, never gonna start. Fighting cephalopods, aka old timers.
Yes. Not all old timers.
Or veterans.
As soon as I get my glasses on, I'm gonna kill whoever that was.
I definitely did more work. It's better than it is.
Smart. Oh, green. The most recognizable team here.
What? Just because we have the same shirts?
No, because people see it and I was like, oh shit, I need some more green.
Yep. That's what they should think. Did you end up bringing my list?
Yeah. Kyle. Oh, okay. No, not Kyle. Ben has it in your mind.
Captain Canada.
Yo.
Big man of ice is high. Sorry I couldn't make it.
Really?
What are you doing? It's funny.
So, how's it
Ready
going?
to go?
I'm ready. My army's filthy. I'm good to go.
Yeah. You already got buyers lined up? Buyers lined up.
It was sold before the fact drop, buddy.
And Dark Talons, how does Dark Talons selling it?
Jason, I think he's selling them one at a time on eBay.
One at a time on eBay.
Yeah, because if he puts them up now, he's fucked.
I should have waited because
It wouldn't bother me at all.
that's pretty cool.
I can draw a line of sight from you.
These guys are Talon Masters. Like these movement chariots.
They're the chariots from the Space Wolf guy there, Logan.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's one good use for them.
You look? So Jason's Dark Angel army has Space Wolf iconography on the side of it.
Funny. He has to use that stratagem then.
Yeah.
It's mandatory.
And
stupid Space Wolf stratagem.
it's a White Scar character, so he's got them all mixed with the proper logos and everything.
So
and
it's strangely fluffy.
yeah, it's just purely not the bits he had in his closet.
All he needs is some Chaos Space Marines in there.
That's actually 2 armies. You should point that out. That's two
I'm
armies.
like, that's way too much, more than 2,000 points.
Yeah, but we're cheap.
Alright, first round against Team Morning Salt Lake. Paired up against Mark. And Mark's playing Blood Angels. All Blood Angels, which is cool.
Yes.
Just applying. He started deploying first. I'm going to go second. playing Spearhead. 6 objectives, full scoring at the end.
Unit.
Okay, so we'll come back at the end of the game and see how that goes.
Shuffle mine a little bit.
Alright, we finished deploying. I deployed in my usual fashion, and there's a lot of red on the other side of the board. So I get the +1, amazingly. So we're going to roll off and see who gets to go first.
I brought too many units.
It's hard to get, unless you rock and transport.
You know what? I had to rebuild my list from like scratch because I forgot that we couldn't double up. I was going to bring 2 battalions.
2 battalion, yeah. I don't like that restriction.
Okay, you want to cut mine?
No, I'm good. Solid deck. All the crap at the top. Alright, here we go. Roll off.
Yeah.
I get +1. Oh, I win.
It didn't matter.
Okay, so
Down to 2.
I'm actually going to I'm gonna let you go first.
You're gonna let me go first?
Yeah.
Oh, you're so kind.
Alright, have a good game, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
So Josh, how was your last minute painting last night?
I finished it at midnight, the last of orders.
So you're playing guard?
I am.
Alright, that's a lot of
That's a tournament player does it at midnight. Last minute. 0 hour.
4 HQ, 6 troops,
My neck over here. My opponent's just moving. Here's Ryan. Ryan is facing the green tide as a wingless flyer. There's Zach matching up against Cobots.
There's a 10.
And we got Chris's. That looks pretty good, Ed. Good job, Nick. Yeah, it looks good. Good job, Nick.
Thank you. That guy shot,
Filthy.
this guy shot, that unit is dead. So I've killed 2 units now, and Epidemius is on the board, so everything in my army is rerolling 1. Except generating 3. What's up?
Actually, I think for are you wearing a tie?
Yeah, bro.
You have points for looking good.
I think you won't generate 1.
Well, I recognize these Tyranids.
Oh yeah?
Played them before.
Oh, have you?
Ooh, blue captains. This guy died.
Oh yeah, that's the sticky tax now.
I will,
You know what you do? You just drill through the middle, and then it just sticks right up in there.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
You think that's the
There's
best?
a little crosshatch. Just drill it, and then you can just stick it right up in there. It never comes off.
is your warlord?
Alright, first round underway. Alright, uneventful turn 1 at 0-0 still. They just moved up, killed some guardsmen and some scouts. I killed almost this Death Company unit. That's about it. That's the end of turn 1. Top of turn 3, they scored 2 and you scored 2, I think, so it's 2-all. And the golden host dropped the after golden host.
Am I the golden host? No, I'm the golden host.
How about you?
My host is golden.
Alright, these guys are all coming down. Sanguinary. Everybody's focusing on these Terminators and this captain. And that's about it. So we'll come back. Alright, it's the top of 4. The bikes have made contact. The Alaris died, they did their job, and the captain is still alive on 1 wound somehow. Emperor protects. And in this round I killed a whole bunch of intercessors and the lieutenant. And that's about it. I scored a bunch of objectives, so I think I'm up on objectives, but you didn't pull your cards, man.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I play Blood Angels, and I play Angels, and I play them all the time, so I'm pretty practiced against Blood Angels.
We're going to do some healing with that.
Alright, end of round 1. We've agreed to just call it 20-0 for me. Just ended up tying them all up here, and that objective is worth nothing, and that's only worth 1. So, and then I just got way ahead on Maelstrom, and I think I probably got more snow points than you anyway. So, I don't think I ended up killing you or anything.
Oh, that's right.
You killed the Terminator.
I killed all your screens, but they're not a lot of power.
Well, it's not power, it's just skill points. You just kills them. Anyway, so that's it. For our game, we're going to pack up and then we're going to see how the rest of the games went.
defense.
Ryan's just finished.
Because those are with 2, right?
And then consolidate back into them.
But they can fly away.
I think Zach Nick got 0. Zach got 1. So I think we won that round.
Like almost
60-40.
This brings me back to ETC
CanHammer's list.
and standing around.
So we actually did pretty well. We scored 68. Even Loaded Dice only got 50 something because they tied with Force basically. CanHammer got 73, so there's a chance we play CanHammer. Of course, there's a lot of teams there. I know Team Rejects got 60-40. Yeah, who knows? We might be up for a real game next time.
What do you mean? This was a real game.
Just joking. It was super fun. Great time. So look at these guys just kind of either checking Instagram or strategy. I don't know.
Look at this. I think that
Tinder.
I think that putting me up first is certainly a possibility because I can take 4 out of 5 of the lists.
You can take 4 out of 5?
I think so, yeah. But I don't like Chris Haynes' list as much.
But then you wouldn't play him, right? Because if you put him, they're going to put down 2, then you can pick.
If they put Kieran and Chris, then I'll take Chris. And
I think I could actually take Kieran.
Yeah, Kieran. I think it's Kieran, but I always want to say Kieran.
Who can kill 3 Shadow Swords? Not me.
Not me.
I can't. It's just if I can't kill before I shoot.
Alright.
Because I realized he has most of his heavy bolters are tied up in his heavy weapon spells, which are the K.
So I can take Dark Talons. Because you know why? Hurricane Bolters do shit to my bikes.
But
Rooting on 5, 2 up save.
the Dark Talon gun that does strength 10.
Yeah, but that's 18-inch range. I move 14 inches.
Alright, so we'll get there.
Alright.
Really, anybody? I think I can
take the Dark Talons too because I think I can just.
I think you could take most of those lists.
Yeah.
And then, did it?
What does the Storm Lord do?
Shoot shots.
Yeah. 40 shots?
Yeah,
strength 6.
Storm Lord next year list.
No Ren? Damage 1?
I don't know.
Yeah, but it wrecks.
I'm playing Wii. He's playing Clicker, Controllers, and Low Drones. Sit up here, and what to remember in this mission, the objectives start to disappear, and then also double command points after turn 3, and anyway, so we're matched up against Team Sexy Bag, and we're going to start our game, so okay, basically I have a Cal that is somehow still alive because we all forgot about it for like 3 turns.
Sure.
On this objective that is one that's worth something, and I got a captain that boosted onto this who's OPSEC, so I actually have both 4-point objectives right now. I'm otherwise losing. I might still lose anyway, but that will help me lose by less. Otherwise, I'm gone. This is bottom of the turn 5. It's done. 3 gets to roll. 60% chance of winning the game.
We can't work everything.
Okay, go for it.
Alright.
Yes. Okay.
There's hope.
There's no hope for me now. Okay, so all that happened in that turn was 1 damage off here, the Kylan is dead, and Marvel's dead. I mean, like, come on. Okay, so the game ends on a 4-up. I don't think it makes a difference, but here we go. It goes on. It goes on. Oh, okay, game's over.
Game's over. Good game, good game.
Alright, I think you won, but so just kind of... Okay, as it stands right now, we are tied. If Nick gets some points, we're gonna win. I just avoid cabling and got a 55 loss. If my game had ended, I would have actually tied. But anyway, it is what it is. Caleb won and Zach won. So the game hinges on Nick Blackburn.
Check that. What's the name of the game?
The game hinges on Nick Blackburn. Don't let the country down. Zach, did you table him?
Table him on.
How'd you do, man?
Yeah, really good. So I got
4-16 against the mockery of the LVO winning Eldar list.
Okay, so you got some points off.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah. That was my entire plan, was to not get tabled, and we scored some points, which was great.
Yeah, I was also trying.
Well, it sounds like you had a pretty epic game. So.
My team.
Yeah.
Yeah. If the game ended on 5, I would have been tied. Yeah. All right. We're gonna cheer Nick on. My 2 units with 2 units. Tie game. Good game, guys. Good game. Good round. Good round. Good round. Good round, man.
Good round.
There's some epic games. Tighten that up. I know. Good round, guys.
Good round, Eric.
Good round.
Good round.
Good round, Clarence.
Really?
All right, so we tied that round. We ended up with more points. We ended up with more points, but that counts as a tie.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, not bad.
Nope. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Maybe we'll avoid. Maybe we'll
That was
avoid
close.
Haynes.
That's exciting.
We'll avoid Haynes then. Round 3. We are playing CanHammer.
What?
CanHammer versus CanHammer. It's poetic.
So I'm your mascot and your opponent.
Yeah, I'm torn. Like, should I just actually win?
You're gonna try to win. Don't lie. You're gonna try.
We're doing not bad for a bunch of people who didn't really coordinate.
Any effort. You only have everything.
Didn't coordinate. Are we ready?
This is literally going to turn into 13 Reasons Why. These guys are all going to cry in the shower and there's going to be tapes of that everywhere. Alright, are you ready? Yeah, what's going on?
Here we go, pairing.
Oh, nice little card, guys.
There we go. How do you do it? Dark Angels and
Is this army, right?
Who the heck is Dark Angels? That's the yeah.
And he really enjoys being called Sparkles.
I love it. Which ones are we?
Hey, Jason,
I think we said these two, right?
Is that what we're doing?
you just said.
Oh yeah. Star Towers or Shadow Swords? 5?
No, get out of here.
Man, those Death Guard dice have been rolling hot all day.
All right.
So I think.
Or we could put. We thought maybe, yeah.
We're all set up to go. We are playing Dawn of War on a table with almost no line of sight blocking terrain. So it's going to end up being a short game. Facing across the Shadow Sword and the Stone Floor. Full of dudes. Grapplings are in. Scouts are in Mario Land. Custodies here. Captain over there. We'll see how it goes. Alright. Last until turn 3. Alright, let's see what else everyone else doing. I don't think Caleb's doing that well here.
7 saves on that guy.
7?
Maybe there's some play here.
What?
Are there Skyfires? Yeah, 6 knockdowns. I guess I need it. Unless it's turn 1. Is it turn 1?
5. Sir. Could be the last turn.
This one's going fine, but literally.
Guys will advance. 5.
I don't see any Imperial things on this table. Yeah, man. Squad spirit.
That's your vote for best painted?
Alright, not looking good for Team CanHammer. No. We're going to lose 80 to 20.
Not to be fair.
Why, all the other games are done?
They will be soon.
So Max got a 0?
Probably going to lose.
Oh.
He's going to get tabled. He's going to get tabled. Ryan's almost tabled. Alright, just sitting in the hotel here, debriefing on the first day's games. So the first game I got matched up against Mark, and he was playing Blood Angels and infantry heavy Blood Angels, intercessor squads, 2 Hellblaster squads, 2 Vanguard vet squads with a couple of fists, some claws, and some storm shields. which saved him a lot of damage. And then a small Death Company unit and a pretty big Sanguinary Guard unit with Sanguinor, the banner for the Feel No Pain, and a lieutenant and a captain Smash Hammer. And that was it. No scouts or anything like that. So basically, I played a lot of Blood Angels. I know I wanted to try and wait out the Sanguinary Guard drop. There was enough terrain on the table for me to nullify Hellblaster shooting for at least 2 or 3 turns. So I set up pretty conservatively with my guardsmen with a good 9-inch gap between the two, which would mean I would not be 3d6-inch charged into my bike lines, but I would be close enough to possibly do a stooping dive. And then I just sat there and waited for a couple of turns. And then on turn 2, I dropped in my Terminators and one captain into a little gap that he left, and managed to make a charge in and kill most of one Hellblaster unit and lock up a couple of other units. And that kind of distracted him. He brought his Sanguinary Guard unit down in his own zone to counteract that threat, and then that was my cue to move out. So I pushed everything up and then hit his lines with my big biker unit and took out a lot of guys, and then basically slowly just whittled his army down over the next few turns, and eventually ended up we finished sort of top of 5. He called it there. I hadn't killed everything, but I was way ahead on Maelstrom, so just called it there. So it's a 20-0 win for me in the first game. Definitely credit to having a lot of experience playing Blood Angels and being patient. I think that really helped that matchup. So that was a good first game. The second game, we played Team Sexy back. I matched up against Hui. I had a choice of playing either Hui, who was playing a few Plague Burst Crawlers and 4 or 5 Blow Drones, with 3 Nurgle Demon Princes, or playing against Clarence, who was playing Eldar, Ynnari, Dark Reapers, that sort of thing. Basically kind of like LVO list. So I decided that in my experience playing against Eldar and Ynnari with a big biker unit that makes up a lot of my army, Doom, Jinx, Dark Reapers, dead bikes. So I decided to play against Plague Burst Crawlers. My approach playing Plague Burst Crawlers was his whole army is T7 or T8 with 5-up Invuln and 5-up Feel No Pain. So I know I'm not going to be killing a lot. I was also under the impression that the Flamers were like -2, but they were only -1, and I was also under the impression that the Mortars and the Plague Burst Crawlers were also -2 AP, but just -1. So I was probably a little bit more conservative and non-aggressive at the beginning than I should have been, because I was scared. Now granted, he had a really good first turn of shooting and killed 2 out of the 6 bikes. It was really good, but then it took him a while to kill all the rest of the army. My strategy with the bloat drones was just to bring them down to at least half so that they no longer could wound me very easily and they became less capable. Maybe I should have killed them, I don't know. The other thing about his army is every time I killed something it would explode and do mortal wounds to me, which ended up doing more damage than otherwise. Anyway, so I engaged so he just on his first turn he moved up the line of drones and then did some shooting, and that's it. I pushed my bikes up and engaged his line of drones, and then eventually I dropped some Terminators in, which ended up killing 1 Plague Burst Crawler and tying up the other 2 for at least a couple of turns. Bought me some time, but in the end it was too much. I couldn't kill, and but this mission was one where 4 objectives eventually disappear, leaving just 2 at the end, and that's 4 points each at the end. He was up on kill points, differential, and he was up about 4 points on the Maelstrom. So a 8-point swing on the primary would be big. And so at the end of turn 5, I boosted a captain from a combat with 3 bloat drones 20 inches onto one of the scoring objectives, which also had a Demon Prince on it, but I'm OBSEC, so I held that objective, and then the Calidus was forgotten for a couple turns by both players, and so nobody really went after it, and the Calidus snuck her way onto the other objective. So actually, if the game had ended in turn 5, I would have scored 8 points on the primary, and that would have been a tie, a very hard-fought tie. But we rolled a 4, so the game went on to turn 6. Calidus died, of course. My Warlord died, so the only thing was left was my captain sitting on one of the end objectives next to a Demon Prince. Smites, I finally made some 6-up saves against mortal wounds in the psychic phase. I tanked Plague Burst Crawler shooting, and Demon Prince came in with 7 attacks hot. And that was the guy with the 3+ relic. I'm convinced now that spending money on 3+ relic, 3+ invuln relic is just so key to captain survival. And that captain just survived and survived that combat with the Demon Prince, and then managed to hold on. Then the game ended there. So I lost 15-5 on that game, but it could have been a tie if it had ended the round before. But so close one, and our team ended up tying that round. We won the first round, we tied the second round. So we were doing pretty well, actually. In the third round, we paired up against CanHammer, which is CanHammer against CanHammer, and we messed up our pairings. And I ended up paired up against Kieran and 2 Shadow Swords and a Stormlord with a bunch of heavy bolter, heavy weapon squads, and some other chaff. This was basically one of the few lists that was a blank, I can't beat this list. And somehow I ended up paired up against him. Anyway, we ended up playing on a table. He got table choice, and he picked one that had literally no line of sight blocking terrain, so it's just a shooting gallery. I lasted till turn 3 only because I spent the CP to deep strike my bikes as well as a captain. Yeah, that's just way too much shooting, high damage shooting. Stormlord is strength 6 -2, 2 AP. Obviously the Shadow Swords are really good. Lots of flamers. It's just too much shooting for me to handle, and every time if I charge them, I have to take all that shooting again, and they're hitting on 5-ups with the stratagem, and then the tanks are hitting on 2-up in combat, strength 9 -3 D3 damage. So it's just too much, and then in the end I just can't kill them. I can't kill toughness 8 at all. Like, it's really difficult. So that game was a tabling for me after a few turns. So we ended the day 1 win, 1 loss, 1 tie, which puts us in a decent position. We're not near the top, but we're not doing too badly. If we get we're playing tomorrow. We're playing -1 to Rend. So we were just chatting about some of our matchups for tomorrow, and yeah, that's about it. So we'll catch you guys tomorrow.